back. Yesterday I showed you, let me move this camera a little bit. Yesterday I showed you guys what was in my EDC rucksack from Hidden Woodsman. Sort of my day hike bag, something that I would take out into the woods for a day. Not a multi-day bag or a 3-day bag or anything like that. And today we're going to look at what I consider my get home bag or 24-hour bag. This lives with me in the car, so you know, this is something that's always in the vehicle, something I'm always grabbing stuff out of. And it's been a good setup. I've had this set up for quite a long time now, years and years. I have tweaked it quite a bit. I've switched to other bags. But I always come back to this bag just because it's just a small bag. It's very, very durable. It's a Maxpedition, I believe, Typhoon bag or Typhoon bag. And with all the wear and tear that, you know, going in and out of my car and just riding in there, it's actually still in really, really good shape. There's no issues with it at all. So I'm not sure they still make this bag. You can probably still get it, but for me, it works as a great get-home bag. Something if I got stranded in my car, for example, had to hike it back home, or, you know, just any event where I had to exit my vehicle. This would be the bag that I would take with it. Now, I also have other tools and things in the vehicle, you know, saws and axes and things like that I keep in there. But this would be like what I exit the vehicle with, something that I could take with me and, you know, possibly make it to a safe spot. I've been in a tornado before, you know, where trees are down over the road and, you know, issues like that, where if you just had to exit your vehicle, maybe even you're going to another vehicle, or you're getting a ride, or you're calling an Uber, or, you know, it's not necessarily something that you're going to hike it all the way home with, you know, unless it was like an extreme event or something. But for people that, you know, work, and for people that are out and about, it's a good idea to have a bag like this. If for nothing else, you just leave it in your car and it becomes just a nice little way to organize some gear that you can have in your car. Like I said, I'm always reaching for something in here, although it lives primarily in my car. So again, this is the Maxpedition Typhoon pack. So on the outside are a couple pockets, a couple spots for webbing that you can lash things to. You can see on this side, I do have a few things clipped here just with the little carabiner clip. So I have a polka pen. Showed you guys this yesterday in the EDC rucksack. This one has a little cap on it that works to clip on as a keychain. So you basically just pop it out of there and it becomes a pen. This one is a Write in the Rain pen, or it's got Write in the Rain ink in it. So that's cool, and then you just flip it back around, you clip it back in here, and so I always have a pen that I can access really quickly. Other things I have on here are a little light. I've had this light on here forever. It is a Innova light. I've never ever changed the battery on it. Looks like it just takes one of these little watch batteries. This is made by Night Eyes. So again, I've never taken this off here. It's always on here. It's helpful, you know, if I need to reach down. Let's say this is in like the seat of my car, or it's down, you know, in the footwell or something. You know, you just have a little light that you can use if you needed it. If you were in the dark, if maybe you want to see some contents, you know, that were in here. This pack doesn't have the reflective contents, or the reflective inside, or the high vis inside that some of the other packs that I've shown have. Other things on here are a whistle. This is just a Tops whistle that came with one of my knives. And then this just like little ranger bead. Am I ever going to use this? Probably not, other than, you know, as with most of the fire starting things when it comes to bushcraft, are you really truly ever going to use a bow drill fire, you know, in an emergency? Probably not. You're going to go to that lighter or other source of flame. That's kind of my opinion on these. Is, you know, in Michigan at least, we're never more than about a mile from a river, lake, or stream, so navigation is pretty easy. So there's that. I just hang it on here because I had it. It's a cool little spot to put it. Then some other reasons why I like this pack is I just like the organization of it. And as I mentioned before, I've tried other packs. I've loaded the same gear into other packs, but I always just come back to this one. So in here it has just an integrated, hey everyone, I see your comments. I'm just not ignoring you, just going through this EDC or my get home bag here. So this has an integrated sheath, or a flashlight holder. You could put a multi-tool in here as well. But it's really cool. It's got elastic on the sides, so you could, you know, put something else in there. But I just keep a little Claris flashlight in here. I love Claire's flashlights. I do keep the back unscrewed so the battery doesn't die. But I love Claire's flashlights because they got the dual tail switch to them. So very quick access to the high and very quick access to the low. Or you can program it to do access to the high and then access to the strobe. If you want to set it up that way, I just have it access to the lowest and the highest. So again, really easy. If I'm in the car, I can pop this out. I can use the real low setting real quick if I needed to. Or I can, blast out light if I needed to as well. So always using this flashlight. Charge it about once a month. Just make sure it's always charged. But yeah, good spot to keep a flashlight. Someone mentioned a tourniquet. That'd be a great spot to keep a tourniquet as well. I have a tourniquet right here, so you could probably, I don't know if it's big enough. You might be able to slip that down in there. Not quite big enough to hold a tourniquet in, but you could clip it to the side. You could get one of those little clips that lashes and then has the elastic that comes around, so you could clip it to the side as well. But I like it just for a quick, easy access to a light. Then below that, there is another built-in pouch. This one I can't. You can't detach it. It's sewn onto the pack, and it's just a little pouch. I don't really have anything in it. Actually, what I normally have in it is a compass and a notepad. Let me see if I can find... My other compass was in this pack. I do have another smaller compass. Let me see if I have it right sitting over here. I don't know where it went, so I'll have to put that compass back in here because normally I just have a compass and I used to keep a polka pen down in there before I had the keychain one. You could put other objects in there, but right now it's empty. Hey everyone, thanks for joining back into these lives. I thought these are kind of a cool format to do these little what's inside my bag type thing. Easier for me because I don't have to edit anything, and it's not something I haven't reviewed before. So you have the flashlight pouch, multi-tool pouch on the side. You have the built-in other pouch on this side, and then on this side you have some more webbing. And I found this works perfectly, like absolutely perfectly, for a Gerber knife. I think this is the Gerber. Can't remember what it is, but it works absolutely perfect to keep a fixed blade in here. Let me see if I can get this out when it's up on the table here. I don't even remember what you have to unclip to get this out. There we go. So it is the Gerber, I think it's like LMF or something like that. It's not the strong arm, although you could put a strong arm in there. I like this one. It's just real comfortable. As you can see, I've never had to use it. I always have other fixed blades on me, or I always have a folding knife. Like this is what I'm EDCing today. Just this little rat too. So I always have a knife on me. So I've never had to use this, but it is there. And again, what I like is how well this fits on the side of this pack. It's almost like it was made for it. So on the bottom here, you have two elastic bands. So those go on there, and then you can see that it's actually mollied in. It's clipped. It has a clip up top, and it has a clip on the bottom. So if this weren't on here, you'd basically just have a few sections here that you could lash pouches on. They make pouches that are about this size that you can have, that you could put one up top and one on bottom. I do believe I did that at one point, but then I found out how well this sheath, this particular sheath and this particular knife complement this pack. So that goes right back down in here. These little straps out of the way. And then it stays nice and secure too. So that's another great thing, is that, I've had other packs where I tried to put a knife on the side and it's all wobbly, or it's wobbly up top. This thing, like I said, it's just like it's built for it. It just complements this pack so well. So it just sits right there. It's got a little glass breaker on the top or whatever you could use to punch something out if you had to. Then on the back, just your basic shoulder straps, padded shoulder straps. I will say that this is not the most comfortable bag. being that it's sort of a smaller bag, and it feels like what it looks like. It feels like you're wearing like a square case on your back. So it's not the most comfortable thing. The 3-day backpack that they make, Maxpedition makes, is much more comfortable. But again, this is just something that I wanted to be nice and small. It fits in the car. I can slide it under things, you know, under the bench seat in the back. It's what I used to do in the Jeep. You know, I can throw it in the hatchback. It's just a nice form factor for a pack that you're just going to keep in the car and pretty much just, you know, use it on and off, or if something that you did have to exit the vehicle with. It just works great for that. On the bottom there is extra lashings here, so if you wanted to take like a raincoat or something with you, maybe you do have a tarp or something that gets wet, or if you just wanted to take extra things with you, you could do that. You can lash them on the bottom there. So let's get into the fun part. The Dragon Egg is a sweet pack, a little bit bigger than this and definitely a lot more comfortable than this. But again, the way that those packs are, like even this pack, which is very similar to the Dragon Egg, you know, it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't, I don't like it as much being sitting in the car as I do this one. I don't know, maybe it's just that I'm used to this one. But again, I mentioned earlier that I've tried many different packs with the same type of thing that I have in here, and I always just come back to this. I don't know, I've actually had this in a different color. I believe my original review on this was in the gray wolf color or whatever, and I sold it. I believe I had a tan or a khaki one, sold it, and then I bought the black one again just because I like it so much, and it just works. You know, it works for what I use the most, which is a flashlight, you know, a knife if I need it. It's all really quick access, really secured really well. It's not going anywhere. I'm not having to clip things on, you know, to here and have it wobble all over the place as I've had with some other packs. And this does also secure down. There's a clip that secures the front down. I don't ever really use that. It always just stays up there. So let's look at some of the nitty gritty, the fun stuff. This top pouch here, just kind of a quick access pouch. Since it's cooling off here in Michigan, I just have a couple of hand warmers. These are made by Ignic, same as Hot Hands. So I have a couple hand warmers in there. I have my headlamp, this Olight H1R Nova, which is one of my favorite headlamps. Had this forever, just charged the battery on it the other day. So I keep that nice and charged. So I'm gonna keep that out so I can show you guys the charger and stuff that I have in here. And then I just have some hand sanitizer, and usually I have a mask in here as well. But again, I have doubles of that stuff like in the glove box in my car, so I have masks in the glove box, I have hand sanitizer in the glove box. But this was just something I saw at the checkout, I think at CVS or something. Yeah, CVS. It was like $1 or something, so I just got a couple of those, pop one in there. Pens, you know, paper, you can put stuff like that in there. Then in the bottom section here, I always have my Pro Camtech fire starter, so I have a couple tubes of that. Would I ever consider a rechargeable hand warmer over a throwaway? I've never used a rechargeable one, so I don't know. These have always worked well for me if I'm hunting or if I'm just camping or if I'm cold or whatever. I mean, the hand warmers work good. You can put them dang near anywhere. Then I just have some cordage down in here, so I got a bunch of black paracord. I have a couple of these Night Eyes. Not sure what these are called. I think they're called like the bone straps or something, but they're really handy for quickly setting up a tarp. I only have 2 of them. I do need to get 2 more, and I want to get the longer ones, but they are quite expensive, so I just haven't pulled the trigger on those yet. But you know, it makes it super easy to clip this end onto a tarp, wrap the other end around the tree, clip it to itself, and then you've got an adjustment here, and it's shock cord, so it works really well for a quick shelter setup. So I think I'm going to add some more of those to my Amazon wish list, and so that I remind myself to buy them next time I'm going through Amazon. But paracord, you know, you can never have too much of the stuff, so I leave that in there as well. And then I have some of these tarp clips. These are pretty handy. I have a couple sets of these, so I just threw one in here. Again, if you're wanting to set up maybe a makeshift shelter or something like that, these just clip onto the tarp. If you don't have grommets where you want them on the tarp, these just clip onto the tarp, and then, you know, you clip the other end into one of these clips here, and you can basically secure any kind of tarp or shelter material without having to punch a hole, or without, you know, in places where you don't have a grommet. So I figured that was a good idea just to throw those in there. So that's where those live. There is some different pockets in here that I utilize just kind of for this stuff here. Just some fire starter in there. And then I have these reflective bands. What I would do with these, and again, I don't know where I found these. They were like at the checkout somewhere, and I thought they were pretty cool. I think they're for runners, and you're supposed to put them, you know, on your arm so you're visible when you're running. But what I could do with them is, let's say I did have to exit my vehicle at night, and I wanted to take this pack with me. You know, you're on a highway or something, for example. You can easily just slip one of these onto the pack, just like that, and then just like that, you're going to be nice and reflective. Let me turn down the light here. Super reflective. So you know you're gonna be seen on the side of the highway, especially with like a black bag like this. So I thought that was kind of cool. It came in a 2-pack, so you could throw another one on there. You could throw one on your arm, you know, just so you're visible. If you're out at night and you need to exit the vehicle, I can quickly grab these. Now, stuff in my vehicle as well. Whoops. I have a lot of things in my vehicle as well, including a reflective vest. So I keep that in the trunk of my car as well. But these would work good for on the bag. So I just keep those right in there. And then we can go into the meat and the potatoes, the main portion of the bag here. This does not zip all the way down, which is nice. So it just, you know, flips open. Whoa, did we just get a super chat? Carlos, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the super chat. Maybe I can buy some more Night Eyes ropes with that. All right, so let's go into the big section of the pack here. Up top, I have a Maxpedition's first aid kit. Now I'm going through, and I think I'm going to do another video on this. Let me grab them. I've been really going through lately and modifying all my med kits. So I have a kit that I take to the range, and I can quickly show you guys this. Just a little tactical assault gear. I could wear this on my, you know, my body armor panel or whatever. And then it's just got some trauma supplies in here. So I have a SWAT T tourniquet. Obviously, I'd have a regular tourniquet as well, but this is just a backup. There's a boo-boo kit in here, some gauze, some compressed gauze. I'll go through this in more detail in another video if you guys want. I got some chest seals, and then in the back here, I just have a 6-inch ETD, or trauma dressing. So this would be more for trauma. That's kind of why I have this rigged up. That goes along with my range bag. If I go to the range, you know, you never know what might happen at a range, especially where firearms are being discharged. So that's what lies in there, and I've been really going through my other kits here and modifying them as well with the same principle stuff that's in here. So I have this, which is actually made by Vertex. I didn't really do it. I showed it with the pack, but I didn't really do a review on it. This is just a small little, you know, IFAK, which is really cool. It rips out of this little sleeve that you can wear on your belt. Got 2 sides here, a red side for trauma, a blue side for boo-boos, or whatever you want to do with it. It doesn't really matter. But you just rip these Velcros off here, and then it just rips open. So I have the same basic materials in here. I've got some compressed gauze. I've got a trauma dressing. This is the 4-inch trauma dressing. I've got a boo-boo kit below that. And then I've got some hemostatic agent in the back, some C-locks. And this stuff is real expensive too, so that's kind of why I'm going slow at building these kits. But the main reason why I wanted to show you these kits is that I'll show you kind of my plans for the one that's included in my Get Home bag. So this generally comes with me. This little kit has been coming with me on day hikes and stuff like that. I could throw it, you know, in the Get Home bag, and it would be sort of double as a trauma kit as well. I could do that. Maybe I will do that. I don't know. It goes on this sleeve. So anyway, so that's those. I'm building this one up. I don't really have, you know, anything in here so far. Well, I guess I do. I have some rolls of gauze, and I have a boo-boo kit. So I plan on putting a hemostatic agent in here, trauma dressing in here, and then some compressed gauze. So I have those on my Amazon wish list as well. That remind myself to buy those. And then getting back to what goes in my actual Get Home bag. Now keep in mind, in my vehicle, I do have another full-blown survival kit, or med kit. But this just would go with me in my Get Home bag. And again, with a lot of this other stuff, I use this all the time for like Band-Aids and stuff for the girls. So I did put some red paracord on here just to kind of signify it as a med kit. This could be, you know, I could lash this to the outside if I needed more room. It does have the molly for that to be able to do that. So in the front, I just have some gloves, just a couple pair of the nitrile gloves. Then on the inside here, this is how it looks. It's got kind of this mesh on one side, and it's got, I don't know, this clear kind of mesh on the other side. So on this side, I have a clotting agent. I'll probably replace this with some of the hemostatic, the Celox, but I had it, so that's where it's going. Have a little boo-boo kit. I have these little boo-boo kits in everything, every bag that I make, every med kit that I put together. I have those in there, and what I did was I just got on Amazon and I purchased just bulk of everything. So I have a huge thing of just these little, basically Neosporin. We go through this stuff a lot, little nicks, scrapes, cuts, bruises, helps heal it a lot faster. I've got these large 2x3 inch fabric bandages, which are really good because it kind of serves as like a gauze as well because they are larger. I've got a whole box here of the non-adherent pads. Got a whole bag here of these rolls of gauze, and I bought all these from the same company. These are the McKesson ones. They use these in hospitals, so I know this stuff is legit. Let me grab that what fell. I just have some regular Band-Aids here, and then I have some alcohol prep pads. So that's basically what I put into these little bags. I ordered a bunch of these clear bags on Amazon. So there's 2 adherent pads in here. There's a couple alcohol wipes, a couple of those 2x3 inch bandages, a couple regular bandages, and then some of the bacitracin zinc ointment. So this goes in every first aid kit that I put together. So there's one in here, there's one in here, there's one in here, as you can see right there. And it's not overwhelming. It's just something super small that you can put in with a trauma kit, because a lot of times you'll search on YouTube and you see these trauma kits, but you don't see boo-boo kits with them. And I actually use the boo-boo kits a lot more having kids. So this is what lies in here, along with the hemostatic agent, which again I'm going to replace with Celox. And then I can, the other side here has a Israeli bandage. I'm going to replace this. Probably put this in a different kit. Maybe I'll pop it in here because I am going to get a North American Rescue trauma dressing to put in here. Probably one of those 6-inch ones that I have in here. I have a bunch of these rolls of gauze. I have a Mylar blanket in here. And then I have just like in some of this Ace Wrap cohesive bandage, the stuff that sticks to itself basically. So that's the basics, just some stuff to stop bleeding and some boo-boo type stuff. And then tourniquets. I do usually have a tourniquet in here, have a tourniquet with the range bag, have a tourniquet with this thing, so I need to order some more tourniquets. I believe I have 2 of these or 3. I need like 2 more. But again, these are expensive. The North American Rescue genuine ones are like 30 bucks, I think. So it gets expensive to put these med kits together. So enough about med kits, but I just wanted to show you a comparison here and kind of my thoughts on that. And then that lives right in the top for easy access of this bag. Celox is not cheaper than Quick Clot. Yeah, all the hemostatic agents are expensive. The Celox for like the little, I get the fast fold stuff. I don't get the granules. There's granules you can get that I believe are cheaper. I get the fast fold stuff. So it's basically like a dressing. It's called Celox Rapid, so it works quicker than original Celox, but original Celox would work just as well. But this basically has a like a pad, and you pack the wound with it. So instead of granules, it's more like gauze with the hemostatic agent in it. So it is quite expensive, yes. This stuff, the compressed gauze, you can get like 2 of these for like $8, not very expensive. The trauma dressings are like $5 to $10. They're not very expensive. So the two brands that I go with, the brands for these, I believe Celox is its own brand, but for the compressed gauze, I go with North American Rescue, and for the trauma dressings, I go with North American Rescue, which is the same company that makes the genuine cat tourniquets. And then, of course, I bought all the McKesson type stuff because a bunch of people in my family are in hospital, and this is what they use, so it's good stuff, and it wasn't that expensive to buy at bulk. All right, so pull that med kit out. I have a Grail water bottle in here. I have the Stealth Black one, the Covert one. Again, I showed you yesterday when I showed you the my day hike bag. I have this one, so I just put this one in here. Again, it's wintertime, so I probably wouldn't get this wet in the wintertime, especially since this sits in the car. I wouldn't want the filter to freeze because then it can lower the tarp. So it's like a 5x7 tarp, but then it also has a hole for your head that you can lash shut so you can be used as a tarp. So that's a pretty handy thing to have in here because if I did have to exit the vehicle and it was raining, I can throw this over my head as a tarp, or I can use this in conjunction with the corded. So I have in here a little power bank. It's just like a little 5,000 milliamp power bank. And then I also have, we might be losing sound because people keep calling me. So I don't know if that, it's all good now. Okay, yeah, people keep calling, so I don't know if that cuts the thing out. Forgot to turn on like airplane mode or whatever. So I just have a little power bank in here, 5,000 milliamp little power bank. I have one of these cables that I got off Amazon. It's junk, which sucks, but it does have all the, nope, I'm sorry, it's this one. And it does have all the multiple heads on it, which is cool. So it's got USB-C, micro USB, lightning. It's actually got two lightnings, and then a regular USB. So I have that. So just cords and cables. I usually have another iPhone cable in here. Nothing in, well, yeah, I do have something in the back slots. I forgot. So in the back here, I have some of these Eneloop Pro batteries. These are rechargeable. These are really good batteries. So I carry 3 AA's and about 6 AA's. And I just put them in these little clear plastic bags. And then what's cool about that is Olight makes a charger that will actually charge the AA's or AA's. So basically it's just a magnet here, and you put one magnet on one side of the battery, the other magnet on the other side of the battery, and you're charging that battery. So it's a really, really minimal way to be able to charge AA's and AA's. So I keep that in there. And then since I have the Olight headlamp, which is what I keep in the front pouch, I also have an Olight magnetic charger for that as well. Although the battery that's inside this can also be charged with micro USB, so it's just some redundancy there. So this is kind of just my little electronics bag, what I keep batteries in, what I keep, the little charger and cables in. And then this one, which I've been working on quite a while, I've been changing it up. This is my tool kit or tool pouch. So this is packed pretty full, and it's got all sorts of cool stuff in it that I might need. So obviously it has a Super Tool 300, a Leatherman. I use that all the time. There was a guy at the post office the other day whose car wouldn't start. It was like a brand new BMW or something, and it wouldn't start. And he was calling AAA and everything. I said, well, let me take a look. We looked in his trunk because that's where the battery was, and the negative on the ground wasn't connected. So that's obviously why his car would start. I grabbed these little Nipex pliers here, which are awesome. Not the cheapest, but they are awesome. And I just tightened his thing up real quick on the way he went. So just having this small little toolkit in here has been a lifesaver. So I have the super tool, which obviously has a bunch of different tools on it. You guys know all about Leatherman's. I do have the bit kit that goes with it. And then also I have just a small pair of vice grips. So what's good with the combination of vice grips, not only do you have a pair of pliers on here, but more often I'll just use the Nipex, is that I can lock this, you know, to one side of a bolt, and then I can use this to turn the other side. So the combination of these two tools is really, really handy. I used to carry an adjustable wrench, but I find that the little mini vice grip does a better job of the adjustable wrench, because you're getting into spots where, you know, you're constantly fiddling with the adjustable wrench, whereas this, you can just set it and lock it on and you're good to go. So that's the combo I carry there. And then on the other side here, I just have a little WD 40 pen, which I've never actually used. I have a little Streamlight flashlight. Now this does not have the batteries in it. I kept having the batteries sort of explode, not to the point where it ruined the light, but I kept having them, you know, go bad basically. So I keep the batteries in my other electronics bag, and then if I needed to use this light, I could pop them in here. Now I also have the light here. I have a light on my keychain. I have the headlamp. So I have a lot of redundancy when it comes to lighting. But lighting is important, especially at night. You know, you can't see anything. You're getting around in your car trunk. You're getting around in your hood. Excuse me. And you have to fix something. Light comes in handy. So I have that in here just because it fits in here really, really well. And I can pop the batteries in there from the electronics kit. And then I just have a two-way Sharpie here. And then in the back I have some zip ties. They're kind of just folded up in there. They're just kind of I made a U with them and slipped them down in here. I've used those a ton. I actually had a windshield wiper come off in a complete downpour. So I took two of the zip ties out of here, and I zip tied the rubber back onto my wiper and fixed it, made it home till I could replace I actually left that zip tie on there for I think a few months before I actually went and got an oil change. And I said, oh yeah, can you pop on a couple new wipers for me? And they did. And then I just have a little roll of Velcro in here just because I had it. It's on a little Night Eyes carabiner clip. Just because I had it, I threw it in there. Sometimes I have safety pins in here. I've had, one thing that I need to get back in here is a roll of tape. I usually have a small little roll wrapped on a credit card of like Gorilla Tape, and put that in there. I noticed that's not in there, so I need to get that back in there. So yeah, have just my little toolkit here. Have my little electronics kit, stuff that I'm always grabbing from and using in the vehicle. Backup batteries. I've got my first aid kit, which I'm still in the process of sort of building. Got a way to drink filtered water. I have a poncho here, or a shelter. Now again, this is a 24-hour bag. It's a bag to just get me from A to B quickly, whether that be another car, an Uber, a ride, you know, into a building safe, from a vehicle, in the event of a massive storm or something. This would be what I bring with me now. So there's no food in here. There's actually no way to cook in here. Now I thought of possibly putting, I have a few of these, which are these little Esbit emergency stoves. So, you know, they come with a couple of the tablets, and it's the stove itself that you flip up. I thought about maybe throwing one of these in here. And I may still do that. I don't know, but because then I don't have I don't have a water bottle, or I don't have a mess cup or anything like that to set on here to boil water. And you know, I don't have any food in here to cook either. So I've kind of left this for other kits, for longer term kit, maybe a 3-day bag or a bug out bag. That's actually where it's sitting right now in my bug out roll, which I'm building up, and I'll show you guys the contents in that too in another video. An updated video on that. But yeah, so I have this. I thought about putting it in there. I've also got these little emergency bars I bought off Amazon. They got a long shelf life. This is lemon. They come in raspberry, orange, I think vanilla. They taste awful. My daughters and I tried one of these the other day. They taste absolutely awful. I'd rather just have some Cliff bars or something like that in there, rather than these. So these sit in my bug out bag. These are absolutely like last resort type you know, type deal here. So they're not going in here. So that's it. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys like these loadout videos, sort of keeping track of how I change them up, and you know, the philosophies that I have for things like that. I'll do a separate video on, you know, my kits, my med kits, once I get those figured out. This one again rides in the car. This one goes to the range. This one generally goes from pack to pack. You know, this is something that I would throw like in my, you know, everyday, or in my day pack, or you know, if I'm going backpacking or something like this would come with me. So this small little, I think it's called the Walker Med Pouch from Vertex. So yeah, so if you guys have any recommendations on, you know, stuff that I'm missing or stuff that you would put in here that I don't have, or just any questions, comments, I'm gonna read all the comments and reply to them. I know there was a lot of comments scrolling by. Had a lot going on in this live, bunch of messages, there's that active shooter's parents are on the run now, and I'm 15 minutes away from there. All the schools were shut down today around here, so kind of monitoring that situation. So I'm getting a lot of texts and everything like that. So yeah, I will go through and I will answer all your questions that you guys have. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys like these lives. Let me know in the comments if you guys like these lives. They're a lot easier for me because I don't have to edit a video, and I can just, you know, be straightforward and talk to you guys. Thanks a lot, Carlos, for that super chat. You're awesome, man. You rock. And I'll check you guys out on the next one.